yes, there has been a change. What do you guys make of this?
So it's actually just the removal of that initial duelist. So it's
Oh, we go back to
a lot of setup for Jing.
We go back to the dog stun setup as well. So honestly, they go for a bit of a comp that is really good against the op. So if they are heavy going for ops on defense, a lot of the time they're gonna be able to find out where it is with this util, and they're gonna be able to stun it off. This is I think this is a smart move from them.
But looking at the form that we see Sky's on, I think he's going to have a lot more ability to play that individual duel.
I actually think this is a very smart move from them.
I
don't know if this is like their normal comp that they've been practicing, or if they just wanted to do that against EDG, but I think this is smart.
But it's time to jump into this match. It's going to be so fun. Get ready for this. And
okay, I'm kind of hoping for EDG to get a good start because...
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, excited to get this one started here. Two mechanical prowess teams. Honestly, the powerhouse teams as well. EDG versus PRX. And, I mean, you got heavy hitters, you got heavy aimers, man. You know it's going to be exciting. It's going to be explosive.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, especially because EDG, I think, have partially refined their style by playing against explosive teams like PRX and some of the other Chinese squads in scrims and in matches over in the Asian regions. So this is going to be super interesting. We get to see the rematch, but this time with the addition of a little special something.
Oh yeah, finally.
Okay.
Now, having said that, something's going to play breach on this match. That's normal for them. That's what they like to do.
EDG, where's the pen? EDG on defense, PRX on attack. So yeah, it's going to be interesting because maybe.
However, a lot more of this might end
in theory, it should be hard when Kang gets the op out to get a lot of kills and to get some value, because he might get shut down heavy by the util. But it's Kang, so maybe we'll be alright. The bait comes in, they only get one for it.
Quickly at that, smokes drop down.
This is a hard retake. The thing that makes this retake even harder is they take down the brim. So if they wanted to plant for main and play main, they can. But as you can see, they're playing on site. So that's a little bit of a win for EDG to make this one doable. Dude, this stun damage. It's good. Yeah, nade came in so they can get into different positions. And yeah, look at them just facing, bro. Oh my god.
On the stage, big time this time.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on the pistols. One,
certainly
obviously.
is. PRX have got that talent to be able to go toe-to-toe with EDG. We know that. Pretty explosive pistol round there. I was talking about the supportive cast, and I really feel like while there's a lot of hype surrounding the clash between Jing and Kang, and add something in there as well when he's going to be on duelist, maybe even Smoggy once we get to some of the maps where you potentially see them play double duelist compositions.
Guy thinks he's Scream, man. What's going on? He's buying the armor ghost.
Supportive cast. Yeah, and you're seeing the supportive utility already with the fault line and the flashes exchange. They're not shying away. They're not backing away from this fight. Plenty of bodies to be waiting still close to the corner. An absolute repeat of the first round, except this much more players actually stacking towards the side here. Kang needs some assistance, but back towards the side. Yeah, just
oh man, look at the armors though. 1, 2, 3, and then obviously 4 with the death. So 3 armor rebuys, 1 gun rebuy, not too bad. Would have liked some kills here though. Okay, first buy round bonus is looking great.
With Forsaken moving over to Sky, I really feel
Does he want to buy, or they
best thing that Forsaken's done for his career is stop playing Jet and Reyna all the time and really broaden his horizons, become the flex player that this team needs alongside Devi. They kind of swap the role around between them, and they're both excellent.
I couldn't agree more. It's added so much more in terms of compositions that they can play.
Dude, straight up site hit as well. Makes a lot of sense. This is interesting. They 4-1, but with the 1 being Sky, this is going to create a lot of pressure over towards here. So maybe planning ahead, like I said, and I think they do. They do 2 rounds in a row where they go over towards Dish, and then they put 1 flash over towards Dish, and then now we're just going to group up, hit over towards B. So the pressure from the original rounds is here, kind of conditioning. Something that just happened as well was a flash came over here, over towards Dish, and it hit no one, so you get a 4-pass and rotate coming in for EDG. The smokes are great, by the way. Like the defensive smokes are so perfect. Alright, good luck. 1v4. 1v4 into 1v3.
Doable. 1 flash available. They know exactly where he is. You can see them just doubled up.
Oh my goodness, okay. Some nice shots hit.
And yeah, you've seen it immediately.
Yeah, shout out to nobody here. This extra flash that went deep towards him and that the rotate could come in heavy. Bromy was one of them as well, meant that the smokes could come down. The smokes were perfect, even the molly to stop them flooding in. And yeah, they did great.
They're going to be holding towards generator there.
But that was a lot of down to nobody in terms of the flash. His flash.
Really far away to catch all of that aggression. Really good awareness, and I think that's exactly what you're going to need to be able to beat PRX. Now, am I really seeing Devi go for a glass cannon Vandal?
So this is playing off the flash that goes here at the beginning. So this is kind of cool because...
Bulldog armor or something like that.
Okay, so round before there was a flash that went deep, and who would it be? Forsaken has called that the flash came in deep there, so on top of this they managed to do this. So yeah, flash goes in, they avoid it, and now they just contact walk this, and they're just going to contact blast. And this is honestly,
every single round in a row essentially has been going
and they take a good
timing
timing with that, knowing that they're probably going to be trying to get space with the dog.
Vacant site. Flash sent in deep here. A lot of damage being exchanged on either side, but finally a kill. Smoggy, who will fall. Still with this hold here though. Can close. Flash. Missing to the side here, but doubled up. They're going to bring down.
Really went down to one there, I think.
On the flank as well. Chichu.
1 and 6 during that. That's so unlucky.
Can't do much more with it with the rifle. Does he still want to make a go of it? I mean, players are weak.
He's going to prod, but he's going to get pushed. I mean, Forsaken's round the corner with a flash from something.
Oh my goodness.
Both of them being used.
Whoa.
No way! What is that from Audon?
3 straight down.
How have they all lined up?
Major error in terms of spacing, but is there enough time now? It's brutally ticking down. He's got to get onto it. I think he's missed it. He's missed the timing.
But he has taken all 4 players down as well.
There's a silver lining into that round itself.
Dude, wow, that actually wrecked them money-wise. At least keeping them good with
Don't
the
count
econ.
these players out.
So 2 people from EDG are going to struggle to buy, I think.
Just how exactly did they? I mean,
yeah,
Man, that last extra stray bullet.
Catching a bullet lined up there. Nobody going for the wine.
It's so funny because like it's the same stuff we were seeing from Mini, but like the mistakes are a lot more blatant, and it's like the whole team making mistakes. Whereas like where Mini's things are just like kind of similar stuff, but maybe it's minuscule and just like one person. It's not as blatantly obvious that it's a mistake.
4 players up. They're playing a lot of 4-1, which is a little unusual on Fracture.
Yeah, they're really, I mean, it's heavy dish. Like it is, looking at it, they've just gone into the game plan and it is just, right, we wanna get out over towards sites all the time from dish. And this will be the 4th round that they do it.
I mean, it's just a repeat of the prior rounds.
It's very contact.
Walking all the way through.
I've got your trail.
The Seeker's going to be used to let them deeper into the site once more. It does clear.
Keep an eye on this as well. We have Killjoy luck at the moment, and I think he hears the turret, so he's going to wait for the turret to get out of range, get pulled away. He does, and now we have a really good timing with this flank to go on.
Backstab though. Occurring. Devi is going to be right behind them when this attempt comes through, but it's happening fast. EDG wasting time with it. Dash forwards by Kang. Lovely shot.
Mind free Kazo.
Almost instantly. Time being weighted by
Damn,
Devi.
he really went for the big one.
He's moving himself onto the side here, and he's taking a fight to them with the orbital strike to buy a bit of extra time. Pulls a bit of map ever so slightly, but smoked off onto the angles. They don't know. They are really quite weak. Getting ran down by the weapons, and it's still Mind Freak and Devi.
Really nicely done from Mind Freak and Devi here, just staying alive before this was great. Yeah, I mean, what a good luck this was.
PRX getting a resounding lead.
EDG might have to at least talk about the luck and the fact that they've just been, I mean, they need to take a pause, because you've got to talk about Dish getting wrecked, like they're just getting wrecked from here every single time they get over towards the site, and it's, yeah, you can't really let this happen. And then they got to talk about the 4-1 that keeps him going down in terms of Divide just being everywhere on his own.
EDG are going to take a tactical timeout here, and this one.
Yeah, and this makes a lot of sense. Pretty much talking about those 2 things for sure, and then you can kind of talk about your own plan afterwards. You've got to talk about how you want to handle it. So I imagine we're going to be fighting over towards Dish, and then I want to see what PRX is going to be doing. Because it seems like when I watch PRX, they kind of plan heavy until you kind of see a timeout, and then you can talk and change their plan up. So let's see what the new plan is.
Usually you'll see teams exchange utility at the beginning of rounds trying to
I might
push
just
people
start
away
going over
from
towards
angles,
B. The
make
problem
sure
is
that
when
they
they
get
went
into
over
position
towards
and earn that exec
when they went
space
over
that they need
towards
to
B,
then
the
burst into the site.
smokes were pretty
And PRX are
decent.
just wandering up. If they run into any kind of issues, they're so happy just being able to trade out effectively or win the duel.
Take a page out of Giants' book, honestly. With
No one put Divine in the top 20. No, I think he actually got okay representation, to be honest.
Right? Knowing when the ops could be
What was
purchased
he
by
on mine?
Kang.
10th?
You know Edward Gaming are going to be playing. I
9th?
think they buy it like 40% of the
Something
time,
like that.
if not more.
Well, it's a good point because Kang has
I think
it
on
right
Brent's
now,
he was like
and this
3rd
is one
or
of the first
something,
rounds
right?
where he even could have
Or
got
is
it
or am I
before.
thinking of
So does this introduce a
Ethan?
difference in pace from PRX? Are they going to send this one thick and fast, using tons of utility to take the space? They're over by Halls. We'll have a look.
There it is, Satchel.
Okay, so yeah, instead of this, instead of going heavy over towards Dish, we just switch it up, just a 4-1, and we go heavy towards A main, while hopefully the main focus is over towards Dish. But one thing that I'm loving at the moment, and I watch it sometimes more when I think back, it's like when I watch Fnatic against EG, is you see these reactive smokes that we're getting all the time. Like, so they put 3 down smoke, they put 1, 2, 3 smokes in. A lot of the time they're reactive smokes in terms of like blocking them. It's just getting disrespected every single time, and that's why the Sky has been useful as well to help them burst through it.
Used an ult to take Halls instead of
And it's
What is
whoa,
that?
bro, you got double.
An EDG.
HPs.
Really punishing the poor spacing. Bring it to the 1v1.
Good reposition from him.
Divide. The reposition is good, but still, information granted to
Damn,
it.
he's a god, man. 1v2, nicely done from him. Real calm on that.
For him.
Played his perfection. They did the
hold his
Killjoy ult with this as well. And yeah, I like the change up.
Close, but it's no cigar.
They're using the fact that the pressure is over towards Dish. Most likely they're trying to do a Dish punish, and they just 4-1. And yeah, he's so good in the clutches. Even with the hero plays from Chi-Chu, they can't win this one out.
And Howdong flinging himself around the corner too. A little reminiscent of some of the times where we've seen, like you said, the spacing be an issue. But other than those big moments from individuals, it's all been PRX. And EDG's economy's broken again.
And then they go back to the original game plan now that they scared this off, man. This is hard to play against.
Just contact Dish
PRX, PRX, when they get rolling, it looks like a nightmare.
They can go for some kind
They haven't been checking this corner though.
play, but they're too late.
Yeah.
Okay, this time we do. This is a low buy, so don't need to worry too much about how easy it's looking.
The price of it, nobody.
But I'd be worried about the 1-6. It's crazy strong.
Not gonna be able to do too much of all. Clearance into drop while all this is happening as well, but yeah, flash to set it up still. Shots landing for Howdong, doing some damage, dropping down. It's a bit messy, a bit scrappy, yet it's all
okay, nice and clean. Money is building up again. 4 people surviving. I mean, the rounds have been like a little bit closer. The money hasn't got out of control considering the score, but yeah, that was a big round to win. 4 armor rebuys, but 4 of them survive.
But this feels a little like the last
Let's see
time
what they're going to be doing.
Fracture, except the opposite way around.
How many rounds from
EDG
Dish? This is 5 at the moment.
Ahead on their defensive
This might be a
side
little
and
bit
let a
different. We're
massive
actually
lead,
showing
let
some
them
kind of
force
pressure
slip
over
away
towards
through
here. I
their
think it's a
fingers.
stun.
I think you'd
I
rather
think
be
it
in
is.
that spot, at least where your fate's in your own hands.
Here's a Kang, operator, launching towards B main. Set up on the line.
Yeah, dude, that's all they do. A little bit of fake pressure, then they group back over towards here. In terms of EDG, we're doing something a little bit different where we're trying to go a little bit proactive. Trying to get the fast flank, but man, I feel sorry. I feel super sorry for Chi-Chu.
Every single time.
It's kind of interesting that he plays on site with Killjoy as well. He's not going to have a good chance to use this. 1 stun in terms of the dog, and then whoa!
What a shot! But still, Chi-Chu will hold on. Flash is good. All being supported inside the smoke.
He's done incredibly well. That is way more than he should have been good for. Like, I didn't think he was good for 1. He got dog stun and then the extra stun on top of it from the breach. It's nice from Forsaken realize, dude, everything is so fast. Nice from Forsaken realizing that they have their Brim, sorry, breach ult. Okay, this was just all down to Chi-Chu doing that.
Fantastic by Chi-Chu.
And I wonder if PRX will kind of look at that and be like, he can't do this again, in theory. So we could just keep running what we're doing.
He goes down, the rest of PRX are able to enter the site.
Because sometimes you got to look at the strat itself and just work out, like, has the guy just had an insane round that is repeatable, or are we actually getting wrecked in terms of, like, the util's good and we can't get through?
And just when you're seeing the defensive adjustments, finally, Kankan with the operator.
Yeah, he got double stunned and he does that.
PRX want to go in a completely different direction.
Brutal.
To be. And that's it's what the point I was trying to make earlier, you know, fractured. There's 4
Do they keep this nice and simple? Looks like we're going for it. Divide going down into underpass with the ult. And what do we want to do here? Oh my goodness, nice shot.
Yeah. Spectacular shot again. I'm almost not surprised when I see him hitting things like that now.
We got nothing to combo this. If Jing gets a plant, oh my goodness.
Should be taking our breath away, but let's get used to it. PRX making a go of it into the spawn. Kang's ready though. Here with the rest of the team once more.
They just do things in their own way. They still haven't planted.
There's nobody there. Flash, good connection. Jing's staying alive though.
Like most teams.
Finally, the plant is down.
Oh my, just jumped up to the highest pulse there. Most teams here are literally giving Jing the spike, getting it down, getting his ult. They push into spawn with flashes with 3 of them. Oh no, one? Okay, 1 bullet on that one, went for it. Damn, this is kind of wild at the moment.
Being made.
See a fast game into a fast game.
Key duels being won by nobody. I'm not a fan though of PRX pushing into the spawn there. The lockdown came through, they had the site for free. Sure, they're in a 4v5, but they have areas of the map that they still control. Arcade, for example.
Alex has had enough with this one. He did not like this. He did not like this call, I'm pretty sure.
Such awkward angles for them to
Either he didn't like the call, maybe I'm thinking too much into it. But I think with the 3-person push that we saw in the earlier rounds and the 3-person push that we just saw into the round at spawn now, he's just going to tell him to just do normal stuff to win the rounds. Because honestly here, if they do let Jing plant and they have the ult, it buys so much time, they get a good plant, they can play after plants and they can win. So I think he'll quickly touch on that, and then obviously he can talk about how he actually wants them to play as well. So you can kind of talk about not doing the dumb stuff, keeping it simple, and then on top of it we can give them some ideas of how he wants to play the next few rounds.
Lower the sign.
Yeah, there's a lot that they can talk about. Yeah, I agree with that as well. They could definitely just go back to the dish stuff because the round that Cheech you had isn't. It's hard to repeat that.
PRX not giving them many cues to go off. That previous round, one of the only in which they used a big ultimate that indicated exactly where they wanted to head. And it looks like we're about to head back into round 10. We can see on our mini-map that there's a potential for a large clash over towards halls here. All 5 players from PRX. And EDG, because PRX have just been hitting A.
Okay, 5-person. We're grouping up this time. This is the normal turret contact stun ult setup, and it is good. 5 HP, 73 HP, and 45 HP. Oh my god.
He was on 5 HP and he got wall banged with an op. Talk about overkill.
I mean, look at the positioning of Kang. He's immediately going back to the rest of his team here. Nade up towards them. PRX.
Oh man, the flash wasn't great.
Take it full force all the way through with the rifles. The blink of an eye, you will miss it. Kang has to respond straight behind.
Oh man, nice, yeah, nice pre-fire, knowing that he's going to reface, and they get the plan on top of this.
It was I mean, I'm pretty sure Kang hit that shot. Was it an updraft on top of the box?
And they went for, I mean, maybe they knew that they were going to be going for this.
Here it is, yeah, it was the updraft on the box.
Oh, nice.
He's left to handle B all on his own and did a great job.
Yeah, it looked like they had and maybe honestly that felt like that was the actual timeout.
They had a stun off contact.
Now we had a good plan into it. It felt like they had looked into the demos of EDG, realized that when they have this ult, they just go for the Fnatic, right? In terms of turret contact, then the turret spots them, then they stun, then they do the brim Sorry, yeah, the
Fighting
Brim
this
ult.
time.
Yeah, you gotta try and put them off trying to fight this all the time.
That was nice.
But
So yeah, the timeout
the
was
guns
probably
for
just
it.
like, maybe you don't have to go
Side here, that
too
jiggle.
crazy with the
Might
over
see it
peaks.
with the
Oh
shoulder,
my goodness.
double face.
And
Divide
then
needs to be bailed out.
that
How
as
is
well.
Kang aware enough to be thinking about where Divine could peek from too?
On a swarm. Bounding on something. Divide still here.
So yeah, it felt like sorry, it felt like Alex had done his homework on that one and had good percentage numbers in terms of when they had Brim ult.
He needed one there.
One to the head would have done it.
He had it on a platter.
Yeah, honestly, this is the thing about this matchup.
Side, but
Stylistically, PRX played probably the best style against EDG, especially when they're adding the Sky in.
So one of the areas isn't clear, but he's brought it to the 2 versus 2.
Because you don't want to.
Him and Chichu up trap. Right click. Great clearance down to low
Oh
word of
yeah,
Mind Freak.
nicely done from Mind Freak. Another 1v2 one from PRX here. So it was close. Yeah, didn't exactly know where the other
I mean,
person
the
was.
story of Fracture so far to me, Brent, is
Yeah, in terms of if you think about
that
PRX, a lot of times they're just going fast overwhelm, and they either overwhelm the op itself or the op has to retake.
PRX are always just there at the end. The heroic moments that
Yeah,
we've
nicely
seen
done from him.
frequently end in Mind Freak or Divide just closing the round out anyway. And all of the heroics from EDG go to naught. PRX have had great openings and great closings to almost all of these attacking rounds.
And they are just essentially avoiding B in its entirety. They throw it in the mix every now and then, but
Yeah, and this is the thing, right? They're so scared of the op, they just dog all the way out, they wait and they want to double stun and then they can satchel on top. And then they realize that the op isn't here, and then now they can just do their smokes out and next sec with the
to
ults.
the spawn. That's a connection onto 2 of the players. The movement from Ching. They are
4
really
people
just
here though.
putting the hurt on them right now. EDG, they have the crossfire setups once more.
Damn, there's a
Flashy
fast
dodge
turn.
forsaken. It's alive.
Player standing.
Lovely movement though.
Spike down A.
Smoggy cleans it up. Left to Divide as well. He was the late lurker. Just trying to take up holes, and now a little bit too much to do here for the final round of this first half.
Finally, the 4-player stack from EDG looks like it's going to work. But an 8-4 half is a disaster. Divide's going to try and make this one even worse. Twist the dagger. If he could pull off a 1v3 in this kind of situation, be unbelievable.
Yeah, this one's too much.
30 seconds left.
Surely Kang is good for it here. Holding the angle, misses the shot.
Does miss it. Divide. 5 found, 9 bullets left though. So much more to do. Kang.
An absurd shot again.
Yeah,
4
I
rounds.
mean, he hits
This
it with
was
such consistency.
yeah, what a great half
And
from
yet-
PRX.
That's only resulted in 4 rounds. He's 12-9. It feels like he's playing incredibly with the op. But PRX's beginnings to these rounds, their game plan has just twisted Edward Gaming into loops.
It certainly has, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked it,
well,
dude. I
that's,
really
that's
liked
it
their
for the first half. Let's send it down with
really
this
like
thing.
their
Divide
selection
a
of
little bit
picking
early.
the Sky for this one. It made so much sense.
Obviously, we are very happy with our performance, I would say, because I think coming to these tournaments, we are quite pressured because a lot of maybe like fans or like public eyes is like expecting us to do well with our original roster because we played with a sub before, right? So yeah, I mean like definitely a great feeling starting the opening matches against Crew. I mean, we are kind of like careful with them because like we saw their past matches that they've been playing really well in the FCQ matchup, and yeah, I mean, we didn't expect to 2-0 them. I think for me personally, I think I was expecting to 1 them instead of 2-0. So yeah, I mean, definitely not expecting easy games.
Divine a 1v3, and once again, the possibility that they don't know. Davies from trying to find space. Hello, he's dropped out onto Melser. Davies is gonna have to get half. He's gonna stick it. He's gonna try to stick. No, he pulls off and Divine.
Probably we kind of have to stop the duelists, I would say. I mean, like Kang and probably Smoggy. I think that these two are like their main players to their success, I would say. It depends a lot on Kang getting picks because I think he's alone is very aggressive compared to the other players. So I think it's gonna be a fun game because like we used to stream them a lot in Asia. And I think both of us know each other's playstyle. But yeah, anything's possible, right, in life. So yeah, we're just gonna work even harder from now on and try our best to achieve or grab the trophy.
Okay, nice and easy.
Bro,
I'm not 53, man. This mods are on one. It was like 19 a week ago or something, and now it's 53.
Came back with a 14-12 victory with CGRS in the roster, not something. But this is a much more difficult situation. It's a much highly anticipated rematch, and yet at the moment, PRX.
Let's get into this one in terms of the pistols. PRX won the first pistol.
Some great ideas and some sick individual form to be able to bully their way through, and there's going to be a huge clash at tree.
Yep, the barriers fall. EDG waited out just for a moment, but Util's still good for it. Hold on.
3 people here as well. They're going to get overwhelmed from this.
Back that space once more. It's a squeeze from the bottom of it. Damage being done right through the box. They don't stand a chance. The spike is theirs. Well earned prize.
Nice bottom side pinch on this one. Yeah, really good. Man, I'm loving the sky on this. Kind of love their comp,
you're really seeing evidence, I think, you know, what Devi was talking about in that piece at the half, of where these guys are scrim partners, they understand each other's play styles inside and out, but you know, this is a PRX that is now back up to that full strength. They're coming with new ideas. They're not playing that neon comp that they did before.
No, true. Very true.
They have a very clear idea of how to essentially dismantle the way that EDG are playing so far on this map.
I feel like it is. I agree. It is a masterclass being showcased now for PRX. They're demonstrating a slower style too. While their attack rounds were explosive once they got to the site, they were adding in the contacty play, which is just bamboozling Edward Gaming. And this just looks like they're going to feed themselves into the more at this point.
Yeah. It's going to be a bunch of kills, tasty kills.
It's a nice passing to get the farm as well in terms of Jing. Get this all nice and close, 3 away from it. No one dying. Bonus is going to be nice.
Very healthy bonus round to come into here now.
EDG in their press conference after they played against Giants said that they were playing at about a 5 out of 10, which is absurd if you watch that match and you see how well they were popping off individually. I mean, 4Ks all over the place. But I feel like they struggled in that game to deal with the change of pace of their opponent. We're dealing with something that was specifically countering them. How do they want to adapt? What do they want to do that was different? And today, at least on map 1, it is more of the same. And this time, they don't have
2 people
that
shooting with that.
PRX are shooting back, arguably even harder than EDG are. Is this a flash of alarm bot contact?
Yeah, I was going to say, you're not going to jump up with that though, right?
He was going to jump up as well.
It kind of owns them though.
Ludicrous play.
They I don't think they're going to realize just how much they own this in terms of forcing them back. In reaction to losing Dish, they push down here, they find the alarm bot, and then they still have the turret that's giving them info if they cross this line though. So the 3-person stack from PRX is pretty good.
These players could be.
In the meantime, PRX cleared out A halls completely, and now Devi's going looking towards Dish too.
Okay, it's all up to Devi. What gun does Devi have?
Devi has got a fall here.
Oh my goodness, well.
He wins that fight with a Spectre?
Okay.
Yeah, that's just so rough for EDG. If they wanted any chance of being able to get back into this game, it had to be starting with the Killjoy pick that opened up the A side.
Oh, no,
and the Spectres are reigning supreme, what the hell? And they have a molly and a turret for the fall down.
Kang, no more time wasted. The updraft and a dash to try and clear out
Stops a lot. Look at the time on this. Devi's in a good pause.
5 versus 3 plan. Go off here, but he had the shock is pushing them wide out into the position immediately, taking back Hall's control, clearing it together. Jump spot is punished. Lovely angle for Smoggy, flash dodged. Still watching for it though, and he's got no backup. Not winning these fights, and it is dire straits right now. Dire circumstances. Kang.
I thought he had another smoke on that.
No safety, nowhere to stand.
Damn, this was so impressive. Yeah, they won both the duels out. Both the 1v1s that were really important, they won them with Spectres. That was everything.
They take 2 duels there, just swinging with Spectres. Devi and Forsaken, delete the other players on EDG. And then when they need to close the round out, they're so grouped together. They allow no openings for EDG to split them off into 1v1s and somehow pull a clutch out. They just swarm through A-halls back through on the retake.
It's going to have to be a hero timeout.
EDG
They got a lot of upgrades, the money's not great.
That's come in with
Yeah, it's
great
been
game
very
plan,
one-sided.
incredible form, and the confidence to be able to dismiss what this Chinese team is offering.
PRX win against Fnatic? Yeah, if we get it.
We haven't seen too many the heroics.
It feels like it's meant to be the final, but we'll see. Honestly, PRX and EDG have been looking not too bad as well.
Offering them those opportunities.
No, they're not.
We've seen a couple of moments that could have developed into something like that, but mostly they were spray downs where somebody got pushed by, 3 or 4 people at a time and got a multi-kill. Mostly PRX have been tight together, always looking to try and trade out. And then you've got the safe hands of
Timeout, what's up, bro? How you doing?
To close out the rounds.
Good to see you, bro.
Players,
what do I think about Foot? They look really good, man.
Under
They actually look way better than I thought they would be looking. Like, they should be fine against T1. Dependent on the map, though, but they have a lot of new stuff as well. I was impressed with the Haven, look cool.
People credit Fnatic for.
Can DRX contend? Yeah, they got a lot of new cool stuff as well. They've actually got a different playstyle with the old school 5, which is nice. You rarely see them go this fast.
Is able to just keep it going. And I feel like that is the case with PRX. I mean, we're looking at this team.
The Breach Sky comp too good to push out the op, yeah, pretty much.
If one part of the system
that main round, that main. I'll talk after this, unless because they're gonna pinch over towards this guy. They're not gonna get a kill though, and then they're gonna insta react over to. I mean, it's a PRX EDG game. I'm never gonna get time to explain stuff. But basically, long story short, yeah, the Sky Dog just is too good with the Breach. It's so hard to op against, and this style is great. You go fast, you have to either get overwhelmed by double stun or you have to retake with an op. It's kind of how it's most teams' backup for playing against an op, because defaulting is too hard to get perfect util unless you have like a double initiator.
Towards Arcade, I know nobody's there, still Kang towards Tower. He's going to be taking first contact. Crosshair placement wasn't good for it initially, yet still he survives and gets the one finally, the team.
So it's nice, it's a very good reaction.
From main. A lot of health left to him, Forsaken.
Like the reaction from the topside crunch was perfect.
Realizes it himself. Impossible to win that one, so backing away, just making sure that he keeps the gun, but might not even get to do that. The flash is good. Okay.
How's he gotten away with that?
And he survives. Nobody going down.
Nobody goes down as
that's
well?
quite important. Yes, EDG, they get around on the board, but you needed to keep the guns intact.
Yeah, they need to have some money here.
Too good.
It's not that sharp. It's not going to punish them too badly in this round, and they kind of just need to win everything anyway, so nobody's going to get away with that mistake, as is Smoggy. But that's a big round carried
Giants, yeah, that game was close, Thomas, I think so.
The entry that his team needed. It is such a long way back, though. He wants to take his team to a victory here on Fracture.
Dude, I want to read our way a little bit.
We've seen enormous comebacks between these two squads before, but it was the other way around.
Here we go, making usage of the showstopper.
That's info. In terms of this as well, it's another bottom side crunch with an instant reaction, this time over towards Arcade. Smokes are good, they're going to get in the site. What ults we got for retake or hold? Smoggy has his ult. And keep an eye on this, we've got a super late life. When does the Killjoy take away the turret? Because turret's spotting this at the moment.
Push forwards, not all of them broken. It's going to give
oh my god, it was perfect timing. It just gone off, I'm pretty sure. Fast Killjoy lag should secure it.
Wants to really make a go of it.
Whoa, bro, that's a nice
more
shot.
Than that at this point. 2 kills. Blaze Storm refreshed. Teammates feeling just
damn,
empowered
dude.
entirely.
Okay, fair play. That is ridiculous.
They have shut this one down.
Okay, nice round from him.
Beautiful.
That's a highlight round for the ages. That looks like
back-to-back as well forces them down to an eco, right? 2 people.
PRX is going to take a timeout here. Kankan's had 2 back-to-back rounds, whereas individual prowess has carried EDG to the finish line.
Wait, that one is wild. It really is.
Right-click on Mind Freak as well at the end. Incredible performance there from Kankan.
I mean, yeah, he just does ludicrous stuff sometimes to take over rounds.
He's made this a little
Let me quickly read through some of this. Bob Joe Sky with the Prime, welcome in, mate. Thank you for using your Prime on me. I do appreciate that. Young PK as well with the Prime, welcome in. Thank you very much for that, mate. And Dark Wetsuit as well with the Prime, 3 months. Thank you very much for all the support. Thomas as well, mate. Thank you for the bits. I did answer the questions.
But at the moment, we're not really seeing that from the rest of EDG. They're getting outclassed.
Respect being shown with a timeout being called, though. But yeah, it is outclassing, but you got to just, I mean, look at it one round at a time.
To be honest, I'm not sure how much input Coach Alex can even have about how the previous round went down. The way that Kankam was taking those
squeeze
fights,
out a buy on this one. Dude, this is an interesting decision to make, to be honest. Squeeze out a buy, they get judge double. Do we miss anything else? No, okay, double Bulldog.
To be honest, it looks like
Don't miss anything else. And the judge is going to fall back over towards Heaven, obviously. But
EDG trapped in spawn, and then Jing flying at them through halls. Slower though this time.
Trying to fake a bottom side crunch. They realize where they're coming from. We go. Okay, the judge in Heaven might be everything.
Obfuscating the fact that they have just trundled up towards B main here. Nano Swarm behind. Slowed it down now in the mid round. That's what EDG have really learned from a lot of their experience at these international events. Actually, the ability to really just slow down those moments, take the space, poke and prod, force people out into the open.
Ooh, now what do you do? Because that one smoke goes down, and they burn 2 of their smokes, so they only have 1 smoke. So when you hit a site, something's going to be open.
I don't think PRX
I guess they're just going to go for this smoke.
I think Howdong has just used 2 smokes for nothing.
Jing gonna try and stop this! The onslaught coming his way, and he does succeed at that. 2 players falling. There's a stun to try and catch Defy. He was helping them out, but
this is a strong round from them. How on earth they get over towards the site? And do the 1 smoke, like I said, and then we just force.
Shishu just got locked down. Is there any chance he's got time to be able to use this? There's only 30 seconds left.
Has to commit it, really.
This is gonna go down to the wire.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine.
You're wasting. Looking a bit dire.
We've got nothing to. Oh, it's kind of nice.
Smoggy's all off the tail end of it to try and get themselves in.
It's
brutal.
Crazy, bro. Yeah, took a little bit of risk on that one. Comms though, surely we should be spamming this.
Close to the corner here. Fight's still going to be taken, but it's just 1 player. Yeah, Smoggy. He's got so much more to do, hasn't he? An open sightline out towards main. He can't win it. It's Forsaken. And PRX just feel, I mean, so many layers ahead right now.
Yeah, I mean,
the game plan.
It felt a little bit off. Once they used the double smoke, there was only kind of one thing that they could do, because you can't really head over towards B once you lose the smokes, because then Canteen or Spawn is open, and then, yeah, kind of obviously they're going to go back into the A main here. I mean, Jing did fantastic.
Something like that on their attack side. And this time, they didn't actually throw enough utility to make it seem real. They just popped down the
thing that felt interesting there is once they got the kill, once they did the ult and we got killed by this guy and they knew where he was, the pings came in, but there was no spam, and they kind of had to at least capitalize on it, really. Okay, 6 chances. It's going to be hard to bring this one back. Go aggro every single round. Nice save the kill.
But actually punished.
Almost.
Loves to go for the double satchel movement.
Nobody doesn't realize how close he was to hitting the grave there.
Yeah, potentially falling. It's a beautiful opener. Good beginning. Trailblazer scoping out. Seeing that the site's relatively clean. Something. Just the one. She shoots. A little bit labored, but no. Eventually getting onto it. So 2 players left standing here. I mean, really no chance of a retake. Forsaken's only got the judge with Mindfreak falling. It's going to be opting to see if he can
they get a little bit wrecked in terms of these 3 can't buy.
Here as well. You look at the PRX economy.
Yeah, they'll have to do a low buy, but obviously considering the round, maybe we drop this out and get the judge anyway.
It's going to go down to 5, but at some point they're going to get big ultimates up that will make this really difficult for EDG to end with a plant. I mean, anytime you have Orbital Strike, Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, like these ults are incredibly good on defense side of Fracture. One of the reasons why this composition gets played quite a lot. EDG are going to have the work cut out for them. They need more of the same.
When teams play to their strengths, yeah, I agree. It's, I mean, they have their set style for sure.
More of the same. They've got themselves to 7.
I think more teams could try and... I think more teams, like there's a set like perfect way of playing. I think you can, if you have that, it's kind of what I think that Sentinel should have gone the route down, really. Just like more chaotic like this. Just overall.
Sitting on their Rolling Thunder, they got the lockdown as well. Money is
you're trying to do like perfect, and sometimes I get it.
You know, it's not that bad of a buy.
But I think it's fine to fall back on just like the fast set stuff, mayhem, aggro.
Puts even more importance onto it, even though I mean every round has to be must win for EDG at this point.
Slow siege down onto Chishu, but not the fast crunch. Doesn't give him any timings to zip away on the rope. EDG playing that 4-1 and contacting through Dish. Very similar to what PRX did. The difference being this alarm bot they're about to run into.
It will catch him.
So they choose to use the utility a little further
Hello.
back.
Okay, just crunching on the one person here.
Yeah, the Trailblazers are actually connecting. It's only one player. I mean, it's just Jing close to the side. Nade flushing Chichu out. Not
Nicely done.
going to take a clean fight. Orbital strike blinded up. Something lucky to survive here. Smoke's going to be fading in just a moment. Will he hit the shot? Enough damage done. Certainly bring it down these targets, and this is it. The final blow to finish it. 13-7.
This was strong.
Just a fundamental outclass.
It honestly feels like their style just works great against it.
Extremely good ideas.